What's up, guys? Game Fiend of all games here, and it's Saturday, and it's time for another drama script. It's Saturday, and the beginning of Raw started off with Jerry Lawler demanding an apology from CM Punk, and Punk basically came out and punked Jerry Lawler into saying that you want to fight me, Jerry Lawler, do you? And long story short, throughout the end of the night, they kept saying, Jerry, I saw you're gonna fight CM Punk, you're gonna fight CM Punk. Jerry eventually said yes, and the main event of Raw was CM Punk versus Jerry the King Lawler in a steel cage match. Other matches that happened throughout the night was Ryback versus Jack Swagger. Ryback won. Layla versus Natalia. Layla won. The Miz versus John Cena. John Cena won. Santino versus Heath Slater. Santino won. Daniel Bryan versus R-Truth. R-Truth wins by countout. After that, it was Brodus and Sin Cara versus Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes. Brodus and Sin Cara won. Sheamus and Orton versus Alberto Del Rio and Dolph Ziggler. Sheamus and Orton wins. Zack Ryder was on Raw, and he won a match against David Otunga. And then the main event was CM Punk versus Jerry the King Lawler in the steel cage, with CM Punk OD'd on Jerry the King Lawler and put him in any kind of ice, and didn't want to let go after the match. Went outside the cage, got his belt, locked them in the cage, and then put him in any kind of ice again until he would say that he's the best in the world. Until John Cena ran down to the map, and apparently he's the boss, and told everybody to lift up the cage, and they actually started to lift up the cage. And then when Cena got in, CM Punk ran off. Other things that happened on Raw, Triple H gave his fake retirement speech. I think that he just did that to probably test the waters to see if really people cared if he retired. He didn't actually say he was officially done. He just said he might be done. He really doesn't know. It's hard to say. Gave one of those promos. Basically, it was a waste of time because the crowd, we never got a yes or no answer. Moving on to SmackDown, the matches were Rey Mysterio versus Cody Rhodes. Rey Mysterio won. Caitlyn versus Natalia. Caitlyn won. Damian Sandow versus Sheamus, which that match was, the finish was horrible. All it ended up with, the match was good until Sandow just literally ran away. Like, he literally ran away from Sheamus. And so Sheamus wins the countout. Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel versus Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. The millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars won. Then you have Kane versus Alberto Del Rio, with Alberto Del Rio winning. And the main event was Randy Orton versus Dolph Ziggler, which Randy Orton ended up winning by disqualification. But back to Raw, the funny segment of the anger management when the doctor actually said, Kane, tell me about your childhood, and he really gave his, I think, to where he came into, wow, his 15-year career with the WWE as Kane in less than 3 minutes, the full story of all his storylines that he's ever been as the character Kane. That, which was very entertaining. I guess you guys could YouTube and Google that up, because that was the best part of Raw. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat, that really was. But now that we got in Raw and SmackDown out the way, now to go on to TNA, which was actually good, because they had one and two, three good quality matches. And the matches was James Storm versus Rob Van Dam for Bound for Glory series. James Storm wound up winning. That was a good match. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe, which, come on, they've been wrestling each other for the past, we're in the year 2012. Time goes by fast. They've been wrestling each other for the past 13 years. Awesome match. Samoa Joe won that match. And Kurt Angle versus Jeff Hardy. They've been wrestling each other for the past 10 years. Awesome match. Jeff Hardy wound up winning that. And another match was Madison Rayne versus ODB. That match only lasted 23 seconds with ODB winning. And the gut check thing with Chris Louis. Chris Louis didn't make it. That gut check match he had last week was horrible. It was horrible. He was sloppy. He was all over the place. None of his moves were crisp or clean. He wasn't in shape at all. It he was just bad. I'm happy he didn't make it. He was horrible. And then there was Joey Ryan siding with Joey Ryan yelling at Al Snow, and then Joey Ryan threw water in Al Snow's face, and then Al Snow went to chase him. But another thing about TNA, as we go into the Ninja segment, how it just ended the same. TNA ended the same way as last week. Complete utter chaos between the TNA main eventers and the Aces and Eights. Just ended in a complete brawl with Austin Aries being laid out. What looks like I forgot what that guy that came out the stage. That's not the stage. The audience had. It was like, yeah, slapjack. Yeah, he got hit in the back of the head with that, and was laid out. And that's how TNA ended, with Austin Aries on the ground and a brawl, and the Aces and Eights just leave. They didn't show them riding off into the darkness, but they just leave. My point is that they need. Yeah, that is what my point is. They need to get to the point of all these storylines. They need to get to the bottom point of the Aces and Eights. They need to get to the bottom point of why Joey Ryan always has an 87% chance of showing up on Impact. They need to get to the point of those two storylines. Because obviously it's a work now. You could tell. Because if Impact's security is that bad, that's horrible. Which is, I don't think it's not. So it's a work now. The guess is over at it's a work. Because if they wanted to keep it a guess, you would have Joey Ryan show up that one time we did, and then randomly have him crash Bound for Glory to keep it in mix that it's not a work. But he's come back one too many times. I think this is his third time appearing on Impact, with him not having anything to do with Impact or Gut Check since he got kicked off. So they automatically giving away that it is a work. But they're trying to kayfabe it up that it's not. Things that I want to have questioned. We haven't seen Bobby Roode in 2 weeks. So could he be the guy that's somehow behind the Ninjas? Because we haven't seen him in 2 weeks. Sadly, we haven't seen Azima Ion in 2 weeks, which I'm very hurt about that. We haven't seen any X Division action in 2 weeks. And No Surrender is about next Sunday. So yeah, we haven't seen any X Division in 2 weeks. No Azima Ion in 2 weeks. No Bobby Roode in 2 weeks. Just a bunch of ninjas and suspicions. And I'm happy that the AJ Styles and Claire Lynch thing ended. Thank goodness that feud is over. But that's been all the topics for this week. Nothing excited happened except for Cameron, I forgot her name. Cameron, I think it is, getting a DWI and lying to the police, and then lying about her employer, and then trying to bribe the police $10,000. So yeah, she's gonna get future endeavor. There's no way. If AW couldn't keep his job from saying a rape joke, then there's only a matter of time before she gets fired for lying to the police. I mean, you can keep your job with an AWI because what's his name? Say it to my face. Alex Riley, when he was with The Miz, got an DWI, not AWI, drinking while intoxicated. Yeah, DWI. He got one, still has a job, but she gets one, then lies about who she works for, then tries to bribe the police for $10,000, and you have Linda running for Senate. Yeah, you're gonna lose your job. It's only a matter of time. And if she doesn't lose her job, a lot of people are gonna be mad because she did something far worse than what AW did. She lied to police, which is something you cannot do when they find out that you lied. So yeah, it's probably, I give it another week or two, until she gets fired. But yeah, that's gonna wrap this up for this week's Drama Scripted Saturday. Please remember to leave a comment of how you feel this past week in wrestling went. I love interacting with you guys. Uh, Please remember to like the video. Please give a thumbs down. Tell me what you didn't like about the video. And remember to share this video if you care. And I'm Game Fiend Funeral Games, guys. Signing out. Peace.
Will not forget your courage and sacrifice.
Way to rape them rights, big man.
Dude, don't put box in my way.